Well, good morning, everybody. Or I should say, the lucky people that made it through the marathon. I know the band text thread this morning was just all about detours and delays and how we would get here. But we did it. And so did you. So I am your friendly neighborhood music director, John Moody. And today I am joined with Carolyn Keeble has returned with whatever instruments she has pulled out of her van. We have Elizabeth Kelly on piano, who will also be song leading. And we are pleased to welcome back Joanne Rome for our special music. So, if you are able, please stand as we start off our congregational selections.
To find out Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Kalamazoo. My name is the active, attractive, and in demand, Wendy Weaver. Okay. And I am your platform assistant for today. I actually get to be your platform assistant for today. So we welcome everyone who is here with us in person this morning. Everyone is joining via our live stream, and everyone who will view this service on our YouTube channel later this week. And then also, if you can take a moment and invite your cell phone into the silence, so we can be fully present to each other during our time together this morning. By being present, we're being a present to each other, a gift to each other by being present. So thank you. Thank you, volunteers and our celebration team. We offer our thanks and gratitude to everyone who has made the service possible today. Ushers, PowerPoint, hospitality, bookstore, script sales, and of course, our musicians and our sound and streaming tech team. We couldn't do this without you, and we greatly appreciate the expertise and energy you bring every day. Each and every service, I mean. Okay. All right, and then we welcome first-time attendees. In the pew pocket in front of you, there would be a sheet just to fill out really quickly and to give that to one of our ushers. We want to extend a special welcome. We would love to know how you found us, what brought you here today, and most importantly, what we can do to support you on your spiritual journey. If you're willing to share that with us, or if you'd like to stay in touch, that's when you find the card, okay? And fill that out, and give that to our ushers. All right, yesterday we got to clean up our building and grounds. So we had a great team yesterday, and I was only here part-time. I was a part-timer, but there were some people here that were full-timers, and even I am a little sore from yesterday. But that just shows we get to do more work to keep our muscles limber, right? And then today we have our guest speaker, Reverend Brett Kuhn, and he's speaking about the time to wake up is now. Okay. And then next week, May 11th, is our second Sunday Spiritual Cafe, and the theme of that is the real you is ready to thrive. So I think that kind of goes, we can thrive in 2025, right? So, yep. All right, and then on May 18th, we have a guest speaker, Scott Dodsworth, the Three Marys and the Sacred Feminine is what he's going to be speaking on. And then Reverend Judy Pilot will be speaking on the last full measure of devotion for Memorial Day. And then John Moody, having his album release on Friday, so thank you for giving us an opportunity to celebrate you and your accomplishments. So that is such a big undertaking and endeavor, so I'm glad that you were able to share that with the world, and to Kalamazoo in particular. Yeah. All right, you may have seen in the e-zine or been at the town hall meeting last Sunday after church, or you may have seen things throughout the e-zine since the beginning of February where Reverend Judy had shared that our offerings have been down. We've had the same attendance, so we've had the same amount of people coming, but our offerings and tithes have been down. So it's been almost 11,000 in the past 3 months. And that we have not seen in the history of our church in the past, 10 years. So this is an opportunity for us to demonstrate the principle of prosperity, right? And so the goal is to raise $10,000 to recover that shortfall, because we did have enough in savings due to past boards and our current board putting some money away during some times. But we want to recover that $10,000 shortfall. And so we've got a couple of things as a church member or as a member of the spiritual community. You can resume your previous giving amount if you had stopped that. You can increase your weekly, monthly donation by an additional whatever starting today, okay? And then I will give a one gift of so much by May, June, July, and put that date on there. Or I promise to use script for my groceries, gas, and eating out. And this provides $10 to $15 of income each week per Unity household that does this. The app that I use shows that over the past year, it's $500 that has come back to Unity of Kalamazoo because I use the script program with the app and then also the physical cards that we purchase that are available to purchase every week. What happens is with the script program is you purchase a card and you pay the face value, and then the merchant, like say Myers or any gas card that we have or that kind of a thing, if they have like a 3%, like Myers has 3%, so if I write a check for a $100 gift card, then the church gets a 3% discount on that, so we only pay $97 for it, so $3 goes into the script account for Unity. Okay, so if you're already going to go somewhere and you know you're going to go somewhere, then that is a good way to painlessly and not do any extra monetary-wise for money to come back or that energy of money to come back to the church. And if you need help with the Raise Right app, I'm available, and I know Joe Daly knows how to use it as well. So there's at least 2 people in resources, and then I think you can speak with Tracy during the week, but that I believe the office hours are 8 to noon during the week. All right. It's celebrating one more trip around the sun for people.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you.
I hope you have a great trip around the sun this year. Okay, now we have, please join me in affirming our mission and vision statements and our core values. As an all-inclusive community, we awaken to spirit, grow into our soul, and build a better world. We celebrate a world of ever-awakening consciousness, abundance, peace, and love for all. And then we affirm our core values of love, authenticity, stewardship, oneness, playfulness. And now please join me in declaring our land and labor acknowledgement. Our spiritual community acknowledges Black, Indigenous, and people of color whose lands and labor were forcibly taken. We pledge to promote equity, justice, and inclusivity. Okay. And then for our children's blessing, let's acknowledge any children who may be here with us this morning and those throughout our community with this blessing. As you go your way, know that you are loved, special, and important to us.
inside my heart. God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart. God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Peace inside the earth. God and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth. God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti,
Good morning, everyone. The word for the day is compassion. I love that word. I clothe myself in thoughts of compassion. I may struggle to feel compassion, especially when I feel angry. If another's hurtful words or hostile actions seem cruel or unjust, I may feel tempted to respond in kind. I'm sure that's not true of anyone in here. We've all done it. However, striking back does not end conflicts or heal relationships. Instead, as I turn within and feel the Christ mind dissolve my anger, I feel calm. At those breakthrough moments, I remember anger doesn't satisfy anyone or solve problems. Regardless of how justified I may feel expressing my upset, it is within my power to choose compassion instead. I will not reciprocate others' hostility. I will instead look beyond their anger to see their struggles. I need not approve of their choices to see them as children of God today and every day. And from Colossians 3, verse 12, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. So, if you're okay with closing your eyes and just taking a nice deep breath in, welcome. Welcome to this beautiful present moment. Welcome to life in this moment. Welcome to the peace, the joy, the love, God, you, your true self in this present moment. We go around, travel around, we read books, we look for teachers to do our best to find that which we already are. And it's okay. That's just the game of life where we're searching and seeking. But I'm inviting you to, rather than searching and seeking, begin to connect with that deeper truth of who you already are. And we do that by being present in this very moment. Meaning that we're not asking for something else. We're not looking for something else. We're simply embracing what is here right now in this moment. We're just sitting together with each other, with God as God, with love as love, with joy, with peace as joy and peace. And so I piggyback off the word of today, compassion. Having compassion, especially for yourself, to know that every single one of us in here is doing the best we can. And guess what? It is enough. You are enough, despite what your mind would have you believe. So right now, I invite you just to come back to being aware of your breath. Just notice how the body is breathing. And let it breathe however it wants to. Whether it's a short breath or a deep breath or shallow or quick or long, and whatever it is, just simply be aware of the body breathing. And perhaps in just being present with the breath without needing to fix or change it in any way, you begin to feel a sense of this deeper truth of who you are, that is simply watching the breath, that is simply witnessing my voice, that is simply aware of the seat you're sitting on and the floor beneath you. And as you sink into this present moment, this acceptance of what is, perhaps you will feel a sense of peace. Perhaps you will feel that I don't need anything to be any different than what it is. This moment has everything I need. So just noticing the breath, this beautiful breath that takes care of you over and over and over. How blessed we are. How blessed we are to have God here right now, and to continue the unfoldment to see that you are no different than that. You are that. You are that which you have always been seeking. This day, I wish you peace. I wish you compassion for yourself. I wish you forgiveness for yourself, to know that we are all doing the best we can. And so I also wish that perhaps your heart cracks open just a little bit more to allow this love that we pray for, and yet we have a hard time taking it all the way in. But I'm inviting you to just allow this beautiful love into your heart, because it's not a matter of deserving it. It's really more about that you are that. And would you be willing to return to the very love that you have always been and will always be? And just taking another nice deep breath in, letting go and coming back to this moment. Namaste, my friends.
Day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day. Day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day by day by day by day.
How beautiful. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I always say that it makes my job easier when you have songs like that that just move you into your heart. So we're very blessed to have all of that. The title of the talk today is "The Time to Awaken is Now." And you heard in the meditation, I was talking about being in the present moment. When you think about time, which is a man-made construct, when you think about time, you end up seeing, if you really investigate, you see that all your problems are always rooted in time. They're always rooted in time. You're either in the past or you're worrying about the future, which is where all of your problems come from, all of them. And we've heard a lot of different teachers talk. You know, there's so many ways to say this is your only problem. Like, let's see, some of them are being here but wanting to be there, right? Being here but wanting to be there. Wanting life to be different than what it is. Your only problem is that you are feeling that you are separate from God is another thing that we hear sometimes. All true statements. And they all really, at the core, as you investigated, they really are saying the same thing. It's like somehow we've bought into a story that we are not God. Somehow we've bought into a story that we believe that we're less than we are. Somehow we've bought into a story that life will be better over there than better here. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm finding for myself right now, honestly, I've been listening to a teacher called Gangaji. Anybody listen to her at all? Beautiful, beautiful teacher. She has just such little ego, and I just love listening to her heart, her love, and she's just so simple and quiet how she says things. And one of the things that she said recently, she was talking about her teacher, Papa G, if you're familiar with some of the gurus of that lineage. And she had been studying, like many of us, for a long time, meditating, doing all these things. And when she prayed for a teacher, and so she ended up being in his presence, and he said, "What do you really want?" And she said, "I just want to be free." You know? And I think that's true for all of us, right? We want to be free at some level. Ultimately, what we really all want is we just want to be happy, right? And we can say that in many ways, too. I want to be free. I want to fully live. I want to let go of all my stories. You know, all those things, again, come back to the same thing. But she was incredibly surprised when her teacher said to her, when she said, "I just want to be free," and he said to her, "Give up the search." And she said, "What? Give up the search? What do you mean give up the search?" You know, that search is what has gained me so much over life. It's got me to where I am today. And so she had to really ponder what that meant. I'm doing the same thing. I'm pondering that. What is it like to not be growing or healing or searching for something better? And look, let me be really clear, really clear. The search is absolutely beautiful and necessary. It's beautiful and necessary. And some of you may feel compelled, like, I'm not ready to give up the search, and that's perfectly fine. Go for it with all your heart. But I will also say that for those of you who are ready to say, you know what? Perhaps our mind says life isn't enough, so let me do these workshops, let me read these books, let me go see these teachers. There's nothing wrong with any of that. And again, there's a necessity for a lot of it. But what I'm finding for myself is when I heard give up the search, I'm like, well, what would that look like? And so I'm noticing in giving up the search, I'm noticing how more quiet my mind is becoming. Because my mind is always busy trying to figure out how to be happy, how to wake up, how to become enlightened, how to whatever. It's trying to figure things out. And it's the figuring out that gets our minds so busy. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is, be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. Just be still. But it's really hard to be still. It's hard to be silent. It's hard to be that when our mind is just so unbelievably busy. And you probably most, if not all of you, have heard me say we have about 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts every single day. And that's scientifically measured. I don't know whose brain they use. I'm guessing mine's probably at 100,000 to 120,000 a day. I don't know. Isn't that how most of you probably feel? I don't feel that way anymore, actually, if I'm being honest. I feel that giving up the search is really helping me to let go of the idea that life isn't enough on its own. Do you hear those words? We think that life isn't enough on our own, and we're looking for happiness, but what's also true is we're usually taking one of two postures and maybe a combination sometimes, and that is we're trying to escape from something. And the escape is the suffering. Like, how do I get out of this mess, right? How do I get out of this mess that I've created? And so that's one posture we take. And then another posture to take is trying to get something. I need to get something in order for me to recognize this truth that I already am. So we take those two postures, but by giving up the search, we all of a sudden make room for some new possibilities that don't involve our heads, but involve our hearts. Now, I'm still exploring with a lot of this, to be honest with you. I'm very much in the infant stages, but I like what I feel in my heart, because I feel like that just when I think I mentioned this to you not too far back, where Spirit had said to me for the second time, many years ago, they said to me, stop trying to figure things out. And they said that to me again recently, maybe a couple months ago. There's nothing to figure out. Stop trying to figure things out. And I was ready to dive deeper in that truth. And so when I did, I noticed my mind became more still. And I'm noticing the same thing now with giving up the search. And there's a trust and a faith that indeed life has everything we need and is interested. God is interested in waking us up to who we are. That's what, to me, this is all about, and ultimately returning us to that joy that we already are. So we try so hard. You know what? In fact, I was thinking, giving up the search, I'm like, I started just feeling the freedom in that. I'm like, oh my God, I have been trying so hard, you know? Anybody feel that? Like trying so hard, again, either to escape or trying really hard to get something. Why? So that we can return to a place of peace and joy. That's all. But God is saying, wait a minute, you are that. Jesus said you can do all these things and greater things. Jesus, as we know in unity, was the way shower. He was simply showing us what is possible and what is true for ourselves. My teacher, it's a long name, I usually just say Sadashiva, Maharishi Sadashiva Asham, which is why I only say Sadashiva. And I was studying with him, not with him, he was in Spirit Land. I studied with many of the teachers that he had taught to wake up to who they were. And he had, in his book it said, I'm paraphrasing, when you step beyond the limited mind, all things truly are possible, which we know in the Bible also says with God, all things are possible. And I had this moment where I transcended my mind and my body, and in that moment I go, whoa, everything really is possible. I literally can manifest or create anything I want to create. And then I went hog wild, right? I was like, oh, I can create this, and I knew it. It wasn't a question. It wasn't a belief. There was an absolute knowingness. And what happened was I was so busy creating things, it was chaos. Because you might think, yeah, I'd like a lot of money, but then another thought says, yeah, I don't know, maybe you believe money is the root of all evil, and it might have been interpreted in an unhealthy way. So, but my point is, we have all these beliefs and thoughts and desires, and when they go crashing up against each other a lot of times because we're busy working on so many things, we're trying so hard. And it's really best if you're going to do a goal, just do one at a time. And you heal that, and then you move on to the next one. I'm finding myself just trying to do better at being brutally honest with myself. And that's one of the things Gangaji talks about, is just being brutally honest with yourself. I don't really know a way... I want to say I don't know a way out of this, but then that supports the idea that we have to get out of something, right? I don't know a way to really fully realize the truth of who we are without being fully honest with ourselves and with God. God already knows, so it's not like you're trying to, like going to hide something from him or something. Him, her, it. I get they, yeah, right. You got to use the proper pronoun. But look, God knows what's in our heart. That's why we're being given the things that we're given, because God understands what's in our heart and understands what's blocking us from being the truth of who we are. So I'm inviting you just to be brutally honest with yourself. I'll be brutally honest with you about myself. To a certain degree. We are in a church setting, so I have a few stories of what that is supposed to look like of being appropriate, I have my days where I feel so grateful, and I just say, thank you, Father. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love when I speak of that, because it really brings me back to that place to say, feeling God here, feeling the right words, feeling love, feeling gratitude, feeling my connection with each of you. That is my present moment right now. And if I look into my personal idea, this self-image of who I think I am, I say sometimes, like, I absolutely love what I do because it brings me to a place of presence. It calls me to say, how can I show up in the greatest way possible right now? And that brings me to a beautiful place of presence, and so I love what I do. What's also true is when I walk out that door, my ego reappears, and all of a sudden I'm doing goofy things, and I might be saying something, arrogance has been a part of my teaching, And I recognize that even saying that it's been a part of my teaching, there's a part of me that has still been identifying with that I am arrogant. And that's not the truth. It may be my experience when I'm not being fully present and in the now. It may be that experience along with a lot of other things, judgmental or whatever the mind has to say or do. There's plenty of things that we can, do with all that. And you know what? It's okay. And Eckhart Tolle was speaking, and one of the guys said, I've got a lot of arrogance, and can I still wake up? And he said, when you become aware of the arrogance is no longer there. Because now you're a witness to it, and you can recognize that that's not the truth of who you are, right? When you become aware of something without needing to fix or change it, and you can accept that this is your personal identity, your ego self, and not the truth of who you are, you can have any thought you want to have. You can have any experience, but you don't need to be pulled into saying that when this happens, then I'll be okay. No. When you're present, when you're in this moment right here, all of your so-called issues fall away. That's why when I was here, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, I was inviting you to just come back throughout the day being aware of your breath. Just noticing the breath, and notice how it brings you, when you're fully present with the breath, how it brings you into the present moment. Because you're only focusing on the breath. Now, all of a sudden, because you're only focused on the breath, you are not thinking about the past. You are not thinking about the future. You are everything you need in that moment. So I got caught in this trap. Of, man, I have a lot of issues to heal before I wake up to who I am. That was the trap that I got into. And I don't remember if I said this to you before, so forgive me if I have, but it definitely is worth repeating. You probably heard just about everything I've said before, actually. But what's true is, let me ask you this question. Is the person with 10 issues, they've got 10 whole issues to heal, versus the person with 1,000 issues, who will wake up first? You don't know. You can't say, because it may be the person with all these issues is more inspired, more committed to do whatever it takes to wake up. That we've all been in those places, maybe if nothing else, when we're flat out drunk saying, oh God, I'll never do this again, Maybe you've all had that experience. I have, I got to admit that. Not for a long time, but we make these declarations sometimes when we're in pain, I will do this, I will do that. And don't think that God's not going to use that as an opportunity to get to you, to release something maybe that you're holding on to. But that's the thing, when we make this commitment, this strong commitment, beautiful things can happen. But here's the thing, let's take the person with 1,000 issues. If they are ready and willing and able to just let go of all their stories, give their whole life over to God, just really let go, really surrender into this present moment, they're there. There's nothing to wait for. They don't have to heal all those issues, because guess what? All of those issues are their identity, the self-image, the personality, which is not the truth of who we are. I hope you see that. Because we could spend, if you're familiar with Paramahansa Yogananda, he wrote the best-selling book, Autobiography of a Yogi. If you have not read it, it's a beautiful book to read. But he said that it would take more than 10,000 lifetimes to just heal issue by issue by issue. Why is that? Because every time you heal an issue, heal 3 or 4 issues, there's another 3 or 4 issues waiting for you, because you are still going through the mind. You are still believing that you are all these thoughts, and the mind will never, ever be satisfied. It will never be satisfied. That's why we have to recognize that we are not the mind, we are not the body, if we truly want to wake up to who we are. It has to be that transcending. Look, I have to say this sometimes because I talk about the mind, and I would say really the mind, I believe in the Bible, it's actually referring to the mind as devil or the Satan. That's all those crazy thoughts that you're not enough, they're not enough, and judging and all this. And so, but it's okay when we recognize that's not the truth of who we are. And the mind itself, by the way, the mind itself is actually beautiful. It's beautiful because it does so many things, but we've allowed it to do something that it's not meant to do, and that's figure out life. It's to return us to happiness, because the mind has an idea of what happiness looks like, but it's not the truth. It's all based on the external world, which we have to transcend if we're truly going to experience who we are. So, I don't know what you're caught in, if you're trying to escape from life, or if you're trying to grab and get something from life in order to discover joy within, in the joy of who you are. Either way, it doesn't matter. The invitation is, are you willing to let go of that search for how to escape? Are you willing to let go of that search of getting something else in order to awaken? I'm just inviting you to come back to the present moment. Just come back, and if you would, just right now, if you would, just close your eyes. And just notice your breath. Just notice it. Again, you don't have to get involved with it. Just simply be fully present with your breath. Maybe you notice your belly going in and out. Maybe you can hear the sound of your breath. Maybe you just have an overall awareness of the breath, the energy, the chi that is being breathed in every single moment. But I hope you can also see that when we are so immersed in the present moment, so immersed in just the breath, that all of our problems suddenly disappear. This is who you are. This is that place of peace that resides within every single one of us. Every single one of us. It's always here. That's why I love teaching with the breath. I love teaching with the breath because we carry it wherever we go. And whenever we're feeling stressed, we can simply come back to being aware of the breath, and immediately all of our problems can fall away. Life doesn't have to be complicated, although I certainly have made it that way a lot of times. I don't know about you. I've made it very complicated at times, and you know what? It doesn't matter because we're here right now in this moment. I'm gonna leave you with this. I was teaching a class. I've been teaching a class at the Oxford Public Library, and if you will recall, Oxford had a shooting some years not too far back, and so they were looking to bring healing into the community. And so when I went to the library to do a presentation last fall, Jama, who is the person who hires the event coordinator there, just a beautiful lady, and she had been meditating 40 years herself, and so she hired me to this presentation, and there was just such a deep interest in this. So she said, hey, how would you like to lead meditation class? And I had never been asked that at any of the libraries. I've spoken at a lot of them, but she said, how would you like to do this? We'll do it every other week for 4 times. I said, that'd be wonderful, you know. Well, that was last fall. She's got me scheduled all the way through November now, you know. And people keep showing up, and there's wait lists, and it's just been so beautiful how people are really starving. They're starving for peace. And we were just having the conversation, Wendy and I was saying one of my favorite verses in the Bible is, let them thirst and hunger for God. Let them thirst and hunger for anything. When they're ready, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear for all of us. I know that's true for me. And so I had the pleasure of, a couple classes ago, I had a lady that walked up to me and she said, "Are we supposed to be getting stronger when we're meditating?" I said, "What kind of strength are you talking about? Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual?" And she said, "I just have such clarity right now." She said, "I'm just so happy." And it really moves me so much to hear that. And she said, "My only thing is, I just wish I didn't wait till I was 85 years old to do it, you know." And I said, "That's just a thought that is taking you out of this beautiful experience you're having right now in this moment. Can you just come back to the moment and recognize it doesn't matter what happened then, where are you now?" And she said, "I'm happy. Stay there. That is for you. That is for you to take everywhere you go." It's for all of you. It's for all of you. There's nobody that has ever done anything so bad in here that you can't wake up and experience the beautiful truth that you are right now. You don't have to save the world. You don't have to gain more intelligence or more knowledge. You don't have to meditate for another 30 years. Great news, you don't have to climb a mountaintop. I'm happy to say that for you. You don't have to do anything except for just give it over to God and come back to the present moment. Awakening isn't anything fancy. Sometimes our mind's like, "Oh, that means I'm never going to have any problems, or I'm going to be able to eat whatever I want." I don't know what the stories are. I've had plenty of them myself, but the truth is, it's not all of a sudden, woo, woo, bells and whistles going off. He's enlightened. He's awakened. She's done this, you know. That doesn't happen. It does happen for a few people, but it's very few people. Most people, it's a very subtle process, and it's really just being in the present moment and giving thanks, gratitude for, I'm so thankful where I'm at right now. I love you guys, and I truly, truly want the best for you. I want you to experience the joy and the truth of who you are. And if any of you feel the need to reach out, I'm more than happy to serve you. Absolutely more than happy to. I love when somebody really just comes back and really is living in the present moment. I'm going to say this before I finish. I've got business cards with me today because if you want to go to my meditation, my website, you can go to a tab that says free meditation on there. You can sign up, and I have a professionally recorded meditation. It's about 20 minutes. So if that calls to you, feel free to do that. I'll have some cards outside to do that. And the last thing I want to say, as far as abundance, and you guys are a little short of money, I know the world feels unstable right now, but only to our person, only to that idea of who we think we are, because it's very stable as God. God is not unstable through these times. And so I invite you just to have trust and faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to. So I hope rather than giving from your head, I hope you give from your heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brett. That was a great message. Be in the present, and I am enough. Perfect. Hello, I'm Val Lauer. I'm a member of your board. Those of you at home and here in the sanctuary, please join me in our board affirmation. With a consciousness of plenty, we prosper. Now, as the ushers come forward, take out your tithes and love offerings and join me in the offertory blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of you, caught up in circles. Confusion is nothing new. Flashback, warm nights, almost left behind. Suitcase of memories. Time after, sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you've said. Then you say, go slow. I fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. After my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray, watching through windows, you're wondering if I'm okay. Secrets stolen from deep inside. The drum beats out of time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. You say, go slow. I fall behind. The second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time.
Thank you so much. That is one of my favorite songs, but in context of what you were saying today too, Brett, it's our heart waiting to catch us and letting the mind let go and having our heart catch us time after time. Thank you. Thank you all, everybody, today. Our ushers are here forward. Let's take a breath. Let me take a breath and let us pray. God of all and God within, Thank you for these gifts given today and for those we receive throughout the week. Guide our decisions so we use them wisely to strengthen and support our spiritual community, the unity movement, and to support the work of our community partners. We pray for those everywhere who are facing challenges of any sort. We affirm that the multitude of needs, including health, housing, employment, relationships, food security, and personal safety, are met and fulfilled with loving kindness, compassion, and the resources needed to restore wholeness and peace of mind. Strengthen us to stand for what is right and good in the face of intolerance and inequity. Remind us to respond to fear-based thinking with love, compassion, and justice. Protect us and guide us as we affirm that divine order is always present because we are enough and there is enough. Amen. And we are a tithing church, so we have our tithes go this month to the Kalamazoo Drop-In Clinic, the Unity of Kalamazoo, Back to Ourselves, the Great Lakes Unity Regional Conference, and Unity Worldwide Ministries. So, thank you. One other piece to my commitment to my community. These sheets are on the welcome desk out here, and there is a box that you can just fill this out. You can put your name to it, or you can do it anonymously, and just to have an action to go with your intention of how you would like to support the goal that we have from the past 3 months. Okay. And then as we bring our service to a close, I invite you to please stand as you are able and join me in affirming the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is well. And if you're comfortable doing so, you may hold hands with your neighbors as we sing the peace song, or just place your hand on your heart to connect within.